for clicking on my dad's video, and the Eagles stink again. So if you want to know the truth about them, just watch my dad's video. Make sure to subscribe.
Hello everybody, how you doing? So I want to talk to you a little bit today about the cornerback situation and the draft. Now, I've heard a lot of things on the radio and online, people talking about how the Eagles for sure have to go after this, a defensive back, a cornerback with the first pick, the second pick, and maybe their third pick of the day. Possibly 3 corners in the first 3 rounds, definitely 2, most people think. Now, these are the same people that claim that you use the draft to build for the future. But they want you to go in the draft and they want to draft for needs. Because if you're drafting a corner with the first 2 picks, you're drafting because you don't have any corners on your roster now. And it's totally stupid that the Eagles don't have any corners on their roster right now. And it's totally stupid that they didn't go out and make sure they had enough cap space to get somebody. Okay? I'm sorry, I think it's stupid. And now they've put themselves in a situation where everybody can almost see that they're going to try to draft for need. And you can't do that. Now, if you go into the draft and at 14, you determine the best player on the board is this player here and he's a defensive back. Fine, take him. Okay, take him. But Howie Roseman has to get it right. There are going to be a lot of cornerbacks and defensive backs taken after 14. You may have 5 more go after him at the end of the first round and into the second round. If you get 1 or 2 players that go after the guys the Eagles picked and they're better, then they screwed up this whole thing. They screwed it up and it's going to be a disaster, okay? There's a lot of defensive backs out there for the Eagles to miss on. Okay, you got to be perfect with the defensive back. I think it's risky to take one in the first round, and I don't trust Howie or Joe Douglas to get it right. So I hope that they avoid defensive back in the first round because I don't think they can get it done. I think it's a lot safer if you say, we'll take Dalvin Cook, who would be an immediate starter day 1. If you take Corey Davis or Mike Williams, who will be immediate impact players in my opinion, day 1. And then you can go in round 2, take a defensive back if you so choose, if you really need one. You could take one at 2 in the second round, you could take one in the third round, you could take one in the fourth round. The ones in the second round and the third round will have first round grades, a lot of them. They're that deep at this position in the draft. I don't trust the Eagles what they're doing. And I think that the Eagles, because I keep hearing this leaked out about how, well, in 2004 the Eagles went and they started Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown at cornerback and they went to the Super Bowl. True. But people don't realize Sheldon Brown and Lito Shepherd weren't drafted and started as rookies right away. They sat behind Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor for a whole year. They sat and learned and went out in the spots that they could and showed that they could play. That's a big difference, especially when you have Troy Vincent and Brian Dawkins teaching you. There's a big difference. And if people are relying on that as an example, it's a horrible example of why you start 2 rookie defensive backs. It's stupid. If you take a defensive back in the first round at 14, you better be right. And there's too many defensive backs in this draft for the Eagles to be wrong. So don't do it. Go with Dalvin Cook. Go with Corey Davis. Get those guys who will make an immediate impact in a good way this year that you know are going to be good. I know they're going to be good. It's a safe pick. You make sure you hit on your first round pick. Make sure you hit on it. Third round, you could take a defensive back. Fourth round, you could take defensive back. You have 2 fourth-round picks. Take 2 defensive backs. If you really need one, take one in the second round. Take it. But do not waste this pick on a need. Do not pick 14 because you have a need at cornerback. That is not smart, and it's not building for the future. All I keep hearing this year is the twisting of words. Build for the future. Build for the future. We signed guys to 1-year deals. We've built for the future. We're going to draft because the needs in the draft. We're building for the future. This is for the future. That's not for the future. 1-year deals does not build for the future. Drafting for needs for the next season is not building for the future. That's not building for the future. In the draft, number 14, take the best talent. And if you know he's a corner, take him. If you know it's a defensive end, take him. If you know it's a safety, take him. If you know it's a running back, take him. But whoever it is, take the talent. Don't take the need. And to me, right now, as I sit here, stand here actually, trying to tell you who I think they should take, to me, there's 2 guys that I think I choose. Corey Davis or Dalvin Cook. We'll see what happens. Things might change. But the Eagles, they need to stick with the talent. And Howie Roseman, with his picks with Brandon Graham, with his Marcus Smith picks, with his Danny Watkins picks, these have all been need picks and they've all backfired. I don't want to see that mistake again. Take care.